Welcome to Illuminati Silver. We tell you the truth about silver. Today is Thursday the 3rd of November 2016. And on Monday we produced part 1 of a 2-part video series concerning what is likely to happen to markets should Donald Trump win the US presidency. In part 1 we quoted Simon Johnson, economist at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Goldman Sachs, Forbes and MarketWatch. In this part, we shall give our prediction. Since the reopening of the email scandal by FBI Director Comey, the opinion polls, whether you regard them as rigged or not, have narrowed between the two presidential candidates. The latest polls from Real Clear Politics are generally showing a tie, whereas only last week Clinton was between 4 to 11 points ahead. The average poll of polls show Clinton now only 1.7 points ahead, well within the statistical margin of error of 4%. Since Friday, gold has risen by approximately $20, but has fallen back a little this morning below the 1300 level, and silver rose by almost $1 and is still this morning 40 cents higher. The Dow is down over 200 points, and the dollar index is down over 1 point. And this is still with Clinton in the lead. Should it be seen that Donald Trump is going to win, or does actually win, our forecast is that, certainly initially, US stock markets will fall 10 to 15%, and this will be reverberated across the world. The dollar will also fall initially by at least 10%, and gold will rise to a minimum of $1,350 and will attempt to push above the 1,400 level, and silver will rise to $20 or more an ounce. If it continues, it may very well trigger a number of stop-loss situations, and we could even see a flash crash in the markets up to as much as 30%, at which stage circuit breakers are triggered and the New York Stock Exchange will stop trading for the day. Thomas Scotto, Professor of Government at the University of Strathclyde, predicts, quote, "I think the markets will react extremely badly. I think there might even be a run on the dollar. There will be a real undermining of confidence in the political system in America, particularly among foreign companies and investors. America's trade partners will also be uneasy due to fears Trump could dramatically shake up trade and even initiate trade wars." Unquote. Now, we have to remember that if Trump wins, he does not take office until Friday the 20th of January 2017, and this will allow time for the markets to decide whether to continue on its downward trajectory or partially recover. The key determinant will be whether the establishment wishes to punish Trump or not. Many believe that it will. They claim that the establishment will use Trump as the excuse to crash the economy and allow the banking crisis to occur, which they feel is an inevitable conclusion. Trump will then go down in history as the worst president ever. We do not believe that will happen. What we are about to say may indeed surprise many of our listeners, as we're going to reveal a few pieces of information here that will be covered in much more depth when we launch our Inner Sanctum in January. Trump is actually a little closer to the establishment than many people give him credit for. Shortly after becoming the Republican nominee, one of the first people he visited was Henry Kissinger. He appointed a leading Goldman Sachs man to run his fundraising campaign. He has had people backing him back in the dark days of the 80s when his empire was collapsing, who were strong confidants of the Rothschilds and Rockefellers. They actually assisted him to avoid personal bankruptcy, despite his giving personal guarantees on almost $1 billion worth of loans. Published in Bloomberg on the 22nd of March 1992, quote, "It was only with the assistance and assurance of Wilbur L. Ross Jr., Senior Managing Director of Rothschild, Inc., that Trump was allowed to keep the casinos and rebuild his threatened empire," unquote. More recently, this has been played out in full view, where only a short time ago, Henry Kissinger and George Shultz announced that they will not be backing either major party candidate in the 2016 race, saying they'd prefer to focus on working across party lines to improve America's standing in the world. The same Wilbur L. Ross, still Jacob Rothschild's right-hand man, came out in support of Trump's nomination in March of this year, as reported by Bloomberg. And not forgetting that Jacob Rothschild's son, Nat Rothschild, once dated Ivanka Trump. We accept that this information may upset many, but it can be good news. What we're saying is that the establishment does not want total collapse. It accepts that it cannot control the carnage that would evolve from it. So voting for Trump will initially lead to serious turmoil short term. However, we believe it will not lead to Armageddon, but will at least take much of the froth out of the stock market, reduce the value of the dollar for a while, and prove positive for gold and silver. Now let's be absolutely clear. The establishment wants Clinton to win. However, it does not fear a Trump presidency to the extent as many make out. We still believe at the moment Clinton has the advantage. She may lose the popular vote, but may indeed hang on to enough electoral college seats to come through. Whichever way the election falls, the establishment still wins. For those who feel that perhaps Trump is just playing along and will dredge out the establishment once in power, as he claims, and fails to play ball, President or President-elect Trump will be reminded that there is a child rape case against him shortly to be heard in court, a number of fraud cases still to be resolved, including Trump University, and not forgetting other laws that Trump has broken in his past, which have not as yet been attended to. Each, any, and all of these can ensure that his presidency will be short-lived. And the one thing a president cannot do, and that is pardon himself. We hope you have found this video interesting and informative, and if so, please give it a thumb up and share it on Twitter. Also, kindly visit our website at illuminatisilver.com, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe as a free member for regular email updates and offers. Our Facebook page, which is updated daily, can be found at facebook.com/illuminatisilver. Disclaimer. Illuminati Silver owners come from a background of banking, international wealth management and economics. Having now retired from these worlds, we are not qualified to give investment advice. Therefore, this and other productions must not be deemed to be giving such advice, and merely represent the personal views of its owners.